Good day, friends. It is me, HLModTech, and beside me we've got a Geeetech A10T printer. Friends, when it arrived, I got it assembled, and it has the stock firmware, which I'm not fond of, so it is time to upgrade. So let's get cracking. Alrighty, friends, so let's start by tracking down the firmware. There will be a link in the description that'll get you this page, and then we want to download that source code. I'm going to click it, and I'm going to put it in my downloads folder and simply save it there. Once it is saved, I'm going to do show in folder. There it is. I'm going to right click 7-zip and I'm going to extract it here. So it makes the folder that we can do all our work in. And now it's time to move to Visual Studio Code. If you have not installed this yet, I will have a video up top that shows where I installed it and what you have to do to get it ready. It is really quite simple. You can see that there are updates almost every time you load it. So I'm going to let it do its reloads, which happens quite quick. And then I'm going to close all the files I did have going. If you look closely over here, I was using Marlin B494 at this time. So while I'm clicking on Marlin, I'm going to hit File, and I'm going to choose Close Folder, so that one goes away. So while I've been doing this with you, notice it says extensions have been modified, so I'm going to hit Reload and let it pop up again. It seriously happens that quick, which is pretty awesome. And now we're going to do File, and we're going to open a folder. Already went to my downloads, and remember, we're doing Marlin 496. Stop at this screen. If you go past this, it won't work the way you want, and then just hit select folder. We are going to click on the Marlin folder and find the awesome start here that Vert gave us back in the day. You can see here, once again, he's got all of his links so that you can get information from him. Once again, Vert has lots of notes here for you. Remove the // to enable, add the / to disable. Complete the steps and flash it. Hundreds of combinations more being added. Note there are lots of ways you can support him, and he also has an awesome Discord that you can join. Note also, VS Code gets weird sometimes. Click the trash can and restart it to fix the issue. If you succeeded, all the problems should be ignored. Only a real error means anything, so problems are not that big a deal. Most times when I launch VS Code, it does updates, so you do have to wait for that to happen. And if you don't have Platform IO, this is where you add it, and then also you'll see your C++ and your IntelliSense most likely as well, and make sure that those are all up to date. Alright, so back up here, I'm going to go to my start here, and let's change the name of the printer. This is a A10T, and I only have one of these, so I'm just going to put an HL after it. Once again, these are all the cool links that you can control click to track down more info. We need to slide down, and I'm using an A10, so I can just stay with this. I'm not doing anything other than stock, so I can skip all the boards. I simply need to turn on the mix. I have got a mix T because this is an A10T, so I'm changing this one to be on. If you've got an A10M, you're only doing that mix. I do not have any driver mods. I can go all the way down to the probes, which I do not have a probe. I'm not changing the fans. I'm not changing the LCD. I do want to enable power loss resume, and I do want to enable the run out. Once you've got all those settings done, make sure that these have all stopped being red. That's what happens when you make the changes, is it has the info it needs. And then we can simply go down here and hit the check mark to build it. So let's see how long it takes. Alrighty, friends, so there you have it. It was a minute 37 in real time. Once you've done this with the firmware, it'll be faster each time, but we simply need to go back and find that file. Remember, what you do is scroll up and look for the firmware.hex. When you get there, hold down Control and click on it. It will launch it in another window, and then we can right-click, and we want to reveal it in File Explorer. When this pops up, we want to take that firmware, which I am going to copy, and put it somewhere that you can find it so we can flash it with Cura. I am going to return to my downloads folder, and I'm going to go into the 496 folder, and I'm going to just paste it at the bottom. That way I can always keep track of which one was which. Alright, friends, so in Cura we need to add that printer that we're going to flash. I'm going to do printer, add printer, and then I am not going to use the one that's built in because it's got all kinds of errors. I just want to do a custom one. When I add this little printer, it pops up with our normal settings. We're going to type 230, 230. Some people use 235. I trust Vert and I'm using 250. I'm going to leave these numbers the same. I am going to turn on 8 extruders. I'm also going to turn on shared heater. This is another piece that was broke in their profile. And I'm also going to turn on the heated bed. Both of these things were missing in their profile, and it's locked at 3 extruders, so you cannot adjust that. Quickly, we need to adjust every extruder. They all need to be 1.75. If you forget this step, your prints will not come out right because the filament does not extrude at the proper rate. Now, unfortunately, it takes a long time for these to be enabled. So you can see there I clicked and we can count, but what I'm going to do is hit the speed up option so you'll see them all happen in a cute little row. Now you can move to the start codes back on the printer page, and I will have a link to mine if you want them in the description. Just remember, use them at your own risk. Real quickly, let's stretch their code out, and I'm going to delete the code that's built into the basics, and I'm going to add the A10T that I've learned from Vert. Once again, we're going to copy the G28 on down. These are the 3 first ones, and let me explain what we've got going on here. Notice we have 3 163s for each of the different extruders. This one is on, the next 2 are off. This is just a comment that helps it make sense to us. Once again, this time we're on, off, on. We show that over here with the 100%. And then the last one is off, off, on. And they're all followed by a 164. I will move those back when I'm done, but this is really, really easy for us to see that we've completed building each of these, T0, T1, and T2. I'm going to simply copy that down, and let's make our virtual extruders. Press enter, control V. I'm going to make this one 3, 4, 5, and then down here we're going to change the numbers to 3, 4, and 5. Now I'm filling my printer with red, yellow, and blue, so that means I can combine them to make orange, green, and purple. Every filament mix is different, but I'm going to start by just doing 0.5 and 0.5 for these 2 values. And if I put my filament in correctly, that should make the orange. And then down here, I'm going to do 0.5 and 0.5, and this should be some sort of green. So I'm mixing the yellow and the blue. Let's make sure we put 0.5 instead of 1.5. And I accidentally skipped the first one, but I'm going to make it 0.5. And I'm going to make the bottom 1.5. Just double checking, we fixed our S labels. I'm going to change these comments afterwards real quick. This will be 50, 50. This one will be 50. And the second one is 50. And then the last one is 50-50. All right, so that gives us 6 of them. Let's copy these 2 again. Control C, move down below, press enter, Control V. Let's quickly change them to T6 and S6 and S7 and T7. Now, I'm not really sure what colors these are going to mix to, so I'm going to just do 0.2 and 0.8. So I've got different options, and the odds are I'm probably not even going to mix past the other ones. But as long as they equal the whole number 1, then we're good to go. Helps if you actually type what you're saying. And then out here I'm going to put a 20 and an 80. Once again, these are just comments, but it's good to keep track of what you're doing. So now we've got all 8 of those popped in. I'm going to drop in my N code. Once again, copy, paste. And now the A10T is built. Alrighty friends, so I've brought in my tiny little cube that I use for a first print, and because it's sliced, I now can tell that my printer is attached via USB, And let's update that firmware. So we're going to Settings, Printer, and we're going to Manage Printers. And then while selecting the A10T, you always want to make sure you have the right one, we're going to choose Update Firmware, and we're going to upload a custom firmware. Remember where you stored it? Mine was in the Downloads folder, and it was in the B496 folder. And then we find firmware.hex. Check all your files. You don't ever want to flash the wrong one. Hit Open, and it'll do its firmware update. You just need to wait for it to finish. Patience is a virtue. And then when you get firmware update completed, you can hit close. Once again, friends, make sure you support Vert, and thank you everybody that's working on making this firmware do what it's supposed to do. It's really fun to have your Geeetech working the way it's supposed to. Alrighty, friends, I've got a few things on my list I've got to do today, so I will actually do the testing of this another day. But now you know how easy it is to set up your A10T to the latest firmware from Vert. And friends, if you found the video useful, please give it a like. If you got a question, comment, or suggestion, add it down below. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Smash that subscribe button, and last but not least, hit the notification bell if you want to be the first to know when there's a brand new video from me, HLModTech. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.